Hey YouTube! So today we're going to be reviewing Chrisean Blueface Crazy in Love episode 3 and episode 4. So y'all know I do 2 episodes per video. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Episode 3 starts off with Chrisean saying that she is single and she's on live going through Blueface's phone. I actually remember that when it happened. Grabbed his phone. She said after they had, you know what, she grabbed his phone and then went downstairs to the bar at the hotel, and she was going through his phone on live, y'all, and his mama called and everything. Like, she answered the phone. I was just like, oh, okay. And so the next scene, she's getting her hair done. She kept moving her damn head while she was cutting her thread out her sew-in. Like, girl, sit still. She was bothering my spirit with that. Like, and it just could just be because I'm a hairstylist. But like, Chrisean was doing this. She was like looking down, going down. I'm like, girl, now if she cut your real hair, sit still. Okay, so she's getting her hair done and she's venting about dropping Blueface, the sex tape, and how she's single now. She says he keeps tabs on her and how she feels like she's giving him too much. So I don't know who, I think either she was on the phone with her stylist or maybe she was on the phone with like another friend, basically saying that he's controlling and it's just too much for her right now and that they broke up. While she's getting her hair done, Lala Milan pops up. I love Lala. Like, I've been messing with Lala since that video. If I find it, I'm gonna put it in here.
I'll be your trap queen till the police hit the door. And then I'm telling every single thing that I know. There's a gun under the mattress and some crack up in the stove. I don't know this man, we just met 2 hours ago.
She gave her some good advice. She says Chrisean needs to put her tooth back in. When I say I was... What? Lala, why did you say that? She do need... No, like... Chrisean is beautiful without the tooth. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's ugly without her tooth being in. But in order to look a little bit more polished, I really feel like she should put that tooth back in and keep it in. Because, you know, the thing, too, that a lot of people don't know, I'm about to go into my dental assistant mode. Because I done had a lot of dental work. So I know a lot now. I should have went to go be a dental assistant. Anyway, one thing people don't know is that once a tooth is missing, it starts messing with your other teeth. You need to go find out where it's at, or go ahead and spend some more money on another one, but she needs to put that tooth back in. So the next scene, Chrisean and Blueface are at the nail shop getting their feet done, and they're talking about the status of the relationship. So they're just sitting there talking a little bit. He's asking her, is she single? What's the status of their relationship? All of that. He asked her why she released the sex tape, and she said she released it because she was upset after she seen him kissing a girl. So I remember this in real time too. After Chrisean had made a tweet saying that she was single, Blueface popped up with some girl, and it was a video of them kissing, and it just went all around the blogs and went around everywhere. After that, I do remember her releasing the sex tape. Now, did I go watch it? Yes, because I'm nosy. I just wanted to see what it was hitting on. You know what I'm saying? It's on Twitter if y'all gonna look for it, because I know y'all are, because y'all messy like me. So the next scene, Chrisean has to go to Oklahoma for her court case. So if y'all didn't catch my videos, probably like from a couple months ago when I did the video on their toxic relationship, yeah, she stole his car and went across state lines with it. She was trying to go from Cali to Maryland, and she got caught with his car, and it was just a lot. So when she was on Batty South, she had got caught because she was on the run, and then now she has to figure out the stuff with Oklahoma. But I'm sure by now it's probably figured out. I mean, I think on the episode he said she was only going to have to be on probation. So I think by now it's probably figured out. You know what I'm saying? It's probably already figured out by now. She wants him to go to Oklahoma with her. They go into the room and have a little bit of relations. And then her stylist head out. So after that, her stylist head out to the airport. While they were in the car going to the airport, she was venting to her stylist about how she doesn't know if he really wants to be with her or if it's just about money. And honestly, that was a really like good conversation. People be knowing what's going on in their life, and people be knowing what they should or shouldn't be doing. It's just that they choose not to. They are both very much aware of how toxic their relationship is and what they shouldn't be doing with each other and what they should be doing with each other. So they know. She was like, and I mean, if he doesn't want to be faithful or if he doesn't want to be with me, we could just get money together. She said, it don't matter to me, but don't sit up here and make it seem like we are 100% committed and we really together when, you know. And she even showed messages too of him saying, I love it here with you. Like, I really want to be with you, all this and that. And I feel like it's genuine, but like, at the same time, he still messes with his baby mama. So, you know, like I just said in my last video, if you ain't gonna leave that man alone, let that man cheat in peace, baby. Let him mess with you and the baby mama too. Hey, go be a big happy family together. As soon as she gets to the hotel room, she finds out he went to Vegas as soon as she left. The same day she left Oklahoma, this man went to Vegas. I said he just couldn't wait to get out of her presence and go do him. He just couldn't wait. They get on the phone and Chrisean's cussing him out saying, you ain't about to go gamble. You finna go get you some. So I'm like, oh, well, I could see why she would feel like that. Shortly after they talked on the phone, Blueface was allegedly shooting someone outside of a Vegas strip club.
And
Once she met up with her lawyer, they had to talk privately about her charges. After they walked out, she got super emotional about everything going on, and she just, like, you could just tell she had like a breakdown. So my end notes for episode 3 is the episode was good overall. It gave us a lot of insight. When he went to Vegas, he could have really wanted to spend time with his friends, but it was shady of him to leave as soon as she left. So I get both sides. Why would you go to Vegas without me? Like, I'm going to court in Oklahoma, and then as soon as I leave, you gonna go to Vegas?
ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
You couldn't wait till I got back. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll make me mad too. But at the same time, you're in Oklahoma figuring out your court case. That don't stop my show. I'm about to go to Vegas with my friends. When her and her stylist were in the car and she was talking about her relationship with Blueface and she was questioning if it was about money or not, it definitely made sense. Like I said, y'all, you know, everybody thinks she's slow and everybody got a lot to say about her, but she's really honestly smarter than we think. When Lala popped up on her, I think that was really good. Like, the Hollywood scene is really close-knit. Everybody knows everybody. So, like, I like how she told her, don't let this industry spit you up and chew you out.
Child, I'm editing and I said spit you up and chew you out. Child, chew you up and spit you out.
Because everybody think Hollywood is all this glitz and glamour and all this and this and that. It be some shady, shisty, nasty, sick stuff going on. Like, and you have to be protected and you have to be careful of what you're putting out to the world. So that was my end notes for episode 3. It was a cool episode. I like how it wasn't too much drama. On to episode 4. The episode starts off with Chrisean leaving the courthouse. So once Chrisean got home to LA, Chrisean and DJ Sky head out for a night out, and Chrisean is wearing a sexy outfit. So she went to go pop out, honey. Then I was thinking too, like, Chrisean, she was doing her makeup in the car, and she did her eyebrows, and not even makeup. Doing your foundation and your concealer, all that, you could do that in the car. She did her eyebrows in the car, y'all. How? My eyebrows would have been down to my kneecaps, because I wouldn't know what the hell I'm doing. The next scene, the police arrived to Chrisean and Blueface's home. So Chrisean and Blueface got into another physical altercation. This is about, y'all, what, like probably 5th or 6th altercation? Hell, probably more than that.
Well,
Chrisean is sitting in the car and Blueface is calling her B, and you can see the gash on the back of his head and the bruises on her body. Her hand is bleeding. He basically was calling her the B word, saying, you acting like a B. You won't even get out the car. Basically just being real disrespectful. And I'm not saying she was right in the situation. I'm going to address every single thing that they do, and I'm going to tell you if I feel like they're wrong or right. But the way he was talking to her was messed up, and I was just like, this is what y'all be dealing with?
Absolutely fucking not.
He had a gash on the back of his head. I'm just like, I don't know why people think that's love. If I'm gonna put my hands on somebody, it's gonna be on somebody that I don't care about. They must have had to do something to me for me to want to put my hands on them. I just think if you really love somebody, you really care about them, physically harming them should be the last thing on your mind. How y'all claim to love people and y'all do stuff like that to them? If that's the kind of love that's out there, I don't want it, Bookie.
no ma'am. No ma'am. No
He
ma'am.
was saying she acts like a man and a woman and how she needs to pick one. So on his little tangents that he was going on, he was just like, you acting like a bee. You need to figure out if you want to be a man or a woman, because I don't want to be with no man. He was like, but if you're going to act like a man, I'm going to treat you like a man. So if you're going to put your hands on me, I'm going to put my hands on you. And like I just said in my last video, not every man is the same. Some men, they're going to restrain you. They're not going to hit you back. They're going to move around. They're going to make sure they get out that situation. Some men, they're going to whoop your ass like a man. Blueface heads into the house where he talks to his cousin about their fight. His cousin tells him he needs to get stitches. Blueface basically feels as though she needs to stop acting like a man. He also spoke on the fact that when she went out, Chrisean and Sky were kissing and it was posted everywhere. Chrisean and Blueface try to sit down and have a conversation about what happened. The conversation was just like, that's one of them conversations where you have to pick up context clues or something, because the conversation I just was not picking up. I was confused until I had to rewatch it, and I was like, oh, okay, this is you know, because their communication skills together, like he's a clear communicator, but her communication is terrible. Like I mean just terrible. Like talking to her is like talking to a 12-year-old. And I hate to say it because I like Chrisean, but like I said, I'm going to call a spade a spade. Talking to her is like talking to a 12-year-old. So the conversation was confusing because she wasn't saying what he did for her to throw a bottle at him. He was like trying to get her to say, what did I do for you to do that to me? She just was walking around, going in circles. From what I gathered, they got into it over her kissing Sky in the club. Chrisean called him a B-A-N. And then he called her a B and pulled her hair. Then she punched him or hit him with the glass. So that night when she had got back from Oklahoma, she had went out with DJ Scott. And it's crazy because I be remembering this stuff in real time. It was a video of them in the club and they was kissing, they was rubbing all on each other, doing all this and this and that. From what I'm getting from the conversation that they was having, he was upset that she was on video and doing all this stuff at the club. And it went viral, and he was feeling like, why was you in the club kissing a woman? They continue to go back and forth about the fight. The convo didn't really go anywhere. Blueface does have decent communication skills, but her communication is terrible. He starts saying his head is hurting. I immediately just knew he had a concussion, especially how he was laying there. Anytime, like, my cousin, and I hope you're watching this, my cousin, me and him used to play fight as kids. I was probably like 13, probably 14, 15. My cousin used to always come over all the time. We was playing on the bed. We literally used to put, my bed is so high up. Well, especially at that time. My bed is still high now, but at that time it was like super high. We was always pushing each other off the bed, but this time he caught me off guard. I mean, he caught me off guard bad. He pushed me off that bed, and when I say y'all, I hit my head so hard. Probably like 10 minutes after that, I was so tired. After a head injury, you're not supposed to go to sleep. I didn't know that. I had just got sleepy, so I went to sleep. Thank God it was no serious injuries, because after I went to sleep, I was fine when I woke up. If you have a head injury, you need to go to the hospital, and you just need to be very careful. You just need to make sure you don't have a concussion. And then she hit him with a glass bottle. She said it wasn't a Hennessy bottle, like the show said. It was something with glass. But either way, that's a head injury. So like once he started laying there, like I'm gonna put the pictures in here. Once he started laying there like that, I was like, oh man, you got a concussion, bro. You need to go to the hospital. Then Chrisean starts vacuuming the glass out of his head, and the whole time I'm like, girl, forget the glass in his hair. He needs to go to the hospital. The vacuum was too loud and it made his head hurt even worse. He finally decides to go to the hospital, and on their way there, she was saying it wasn't that serious. This was the part that just kind of like irritated me, because it was like, Chrisean, you hit this man in the head with a bottle. You should have been the one telling him to go to the hospital. Nobody else should have had to tell him that. Like, thank God his cousin was there and the Zeus crew was there, because had it just been y'all alone at home, he probably would have just been laying there with a damn concussion, and you wouldn't have even bothered to take him to the hospital, because you would have thought it wasn't that serious. Like, and this is what I'm saying, like, she still has a lot of growing to do. And I'm not judging her. I'm just saying, Chrisean has a lot of growing to do. And this is why they say your mind and your brain is not even fully developed until 25. Blueface manager Wack 100 calls him and says he's about to come over to talk to him. Blueface heads outside to have a conversation with him. Wack 100 is basically expressing his concerns about him and Chrisean's relationship. He's telling him how much money they lost and how Blueface needs to get back into the studio, and his relationship is distracting him from his career, and if he doesn't take care of his career, it can affect him taking care of his kids. You're so busy focused on this relationship. Y'all so busy focused on going viral on social media, being toxic, fighting in public, focused on the money that's coming from it. And I'm not saying you shouldn't focus on the money, but y'all so focused on the wrong things. Chrisean, where is your new music at? Blueface, where is your new music at? Because, and I'm not trying to be funny when I say this, but if we being real, You ain't been really relevant or really mainstream since Bust Down Tatiana. Like, now his other songs have broken records, but I'm saying, like, I don't hear nobody around me saying play that Blueface. I don't hear Blueface on my radio in Indiana. I don't see neither one of y'all really taking off in y'all individual careers. Y'all so worried about going viral and being toxic together, because that's what's bringing y'all the most money. And I get it, I understand it, but if you sign to a label, Blueface, what are you doing? Where's your new music at? Aquarius don't listen, child. You can tell that what Wack was saying was going in one ear and out the other. I don't know if it's just that y'all really just don't give a damn, but y'all don't really listen to other people. And I'm not saying that you should, but like, talking to an Aquarius is like talking to a brick wall. Wack also tells him to get into the studio tonight and not to bring Chrisean. He specifically told this big-headed boy, do not bring Chrisean to the studio. He brought Chrisean to the studio. He didn't give a damn.
Whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Do I look like I give a fuck? Because I don't. I don't care.
Wack walks in and sees that Chrisean is there and says that the studio session was for him, not Chrisean, and how it's taking Blueface 5 days to finish his song. Basically, he went in there and was just like, what are y'all doing? Like, you got your feet kicked up. Y'all in here eating wings. What are y'all doing? He came in there like a daddy. So when Wack was in the middle of talking, Chrisean was like basically saying that everybody contributes money-wise. Like, she does her thing, it brings in money. He does his thing, it brings in money. They do their thing together, they do their thing separate, it all brings in money. That's what she was saying, but I get what she's saying, but that's not what he's talking about, baby. This is why comprehension and listening, don't listen to respond, listen to understand. And that's why he's saying it's not about money and who's bringing in what. It's about this is his studio session that I brought him in for, and now you're in the booth. Blueface out of nowhere says, I love her. When I say
subtraction.
So
I love her.
That's cool. Can we love the business?
like, he literally just shouted it out, y'all. Like, in the middle of them talking, this man says, I love her. You could tell this part was a little bit set up because Chrisean goes outside to talk to Wack. He's explaining that this relationship is affecting Blueface's career. Chrisean wasn't really listening because she feels as though she contributes and what they do on social media brings more money. He was basically just telling her, like, the stuff that y'all doing on social media, yes, bringing in quick money, but it's not going to bring longevity. It's not what y'all need to be doing. Like, he said, it's deals being canceled because of what they're doing on social media. Like, she doesn't really see all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So when his manager is telling you that deals is being canceled and people don't want to work with y'all, you need to listen to that, because you're not seeing that. You're seeing the social media stuff. You're seeing just money here and there, and then your money that you're giving to him. You're not really seeing the full scope of everything. So when he's telling you that deals is being canceled over what y'all doing on social media, you need to take that and you need to listen to that. Not everything need to be put on the internet, but everybody now realizes that putting stuff on the internet is what can get you fame. It's what can get you more money. It can get you this and this and that. So everybody's doing it now, but y'all not realizing that you have to be careful on social media. It don't matter what she do. It don't matter if they break up and they go their separate ways. People still gonna remember this relationship. People still gonna know the things that y'all have done to each other. It's still gonna be, people are still gonna be able to pull it up and go watch it. Like, that's what he's trying to tell y'all. So the episode after that ended or whatever. But my end notes for episode 4 is, it was a good episode overall, but I do get why people say the show is exploitative. I hope I said that right, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. Zeus feels like, okay, we showing y'all the real. We're showing y'all how their relationship really is. But people are so impressionable, and this generation is so impressionable, that these toxic relationships and, you know, people are starting to idolize them. Blueface always makes sense in his arguments. I think it's just how he speaks to people in arguments. You can tell that he belittles her. I think that's the biggest thing in a relationship. I feel like she would get better at communication if he wasn't so belittling. Like, don't talk to me, don't talk at me. I feel like he's a decent communicator because he really is trying to figure out the issue. Like, he's really talking to her. He doesn't shut down and run away from, you know, he confronts it. Hey, this is, you know, I'm telling you how I feel, what I think about this. So he is a decent communicator. But in order to be a better communicator, you have to stop belittling people. If somebody genuinely don't understand what you're saying or where you're coming from or your thought process, that's when you explain it to them, and that's when you don't make them feel like they're stupid for not getting it. And that's what she was saying when they was on the couch. You keep trying to little me. You keep trying to. Well, she was saying keep trying to little me, but I think she meant belittle. You keep trying to belittle me. If you was upset about me kissing this girl in the club, all you had to do was say, don't do that again. That disrespects my boundaries. That's not what I like. But you came at her in a way where she felt like she had this, you know, and I'm not talking about domestic violence. I'm never on their side with domestic violence. I'm saying when they're arguing, you could have just let her know that you felt some type of way about her kissing that girl in the club. She should not have responded to you being a BAN, you know what I'm saying? Because that sparked a situation. So y'all both could be better communicators, but he's the better communicator. She's more so like, and it's something I noticed about her too though, is she likes to hurry up and speed past stuff. I'm not that kind of person. I don't like people that do stuff or a situation happen and they try to speed past it like nothing happened. I'm a Cancer. I don't play that. We're not going to speed past that like you ain't just do nothing to me.
Will be a real conversation. Okay, there you go. What is your problem?
This is why I'm glad I peep everything that people say, because even when I watched her interview that she did with the YouTuber T, she was saying how it was either YouTuber T or Say Cheese. I can't remember which interview it was. Even in that interview, she was like, I mean, me and Blue, we relate on a lot of stuff, like how his family be doing him is dirty, how my family be doing me is dirty. Like, we both kind of got the same back. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with relating to somebody on stuff like that, but you have to be careful about trauma bonding to people. Y'all either need to accept each other for who y'all are and be able to be willing to go through the growing pains with each other, or y'all both need to leave each other the hell alone. You're not willing to accept him cheating. If you're not willing to accept the fact that she's still not mentally mature yet and that she's not a good communicator, y'all should just leave each other alone.
Boom.
Yeah. They always say, I'm not even Christian, but like they always say, anything that's confusing, that's the devil. Anything that's confusing and you gotta keep, well, if I should have did, or maybe this person should do this, or maybe I should do it. Anything that's confusing, it's not meant to. I just went through a situation like that. Anything that's confusing, anything that you feeling like, do he like me like this? Do he want this from me? Do he cut it off. You know when, okay, this is the person I should be dealing with. That was it for this video, y'all. I like both episodes. I didn't care for the domestic violence part. I just didn't really care for that. She had bruises all over her body. He had a gash on the back of his head, and then she put tape on it. I was just like, oh my God, this is the parts I don't like, because I don't support domestic violence on either end. That was it for this video, guys. Like I said in my last video, I'm about to start working on my BGC video. Stay tuned, y'all, because my next video is going to be episode 5 and episode 6. So make sure y'all stay tuned. I did post on my community tab that I was only going to do 3 episodes of this show, but I really got in tune with it and I really got intrigued by it, and I know that y'all like my reviews, so I was like, you know what, let me just bite the bullet. I'll make it, you know, that's content. So yeah, so I probably am going to finish the whole season for y'all. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye, YouTube.
Bye, bitch.